So I was here 2 months ago and the lights had just come and they were right there. And notice where they're still at. So we're going to install those today. Yeah. What I had a dream last night that Adam sold all of this crap, everything in here except for the cabinets, and bought a 911, and we were always right in the world. But I think it was just a dream. Anyway, so I'm going to we're going to do hopefully the hose reel today. We're going to knock out the lights. So we're going to be putting lights up above the the garage door. I'm going to wire up the speakers. But first we're kind of getting the cars out of here so we have some room to work. So you can see the lift is not going anywhere now. That looks awesome. It's got these giant plates. I'm telling you guys, I mean, we got a lot of flack for doing a twin bush lift and how there's Mohawk and these other companies, but this thing is awesome, man. I think it looks good. Once we got the concrete issues worked out, so that Adam cut the Swiss tracks, so we have a nice, clean looking setup. So the lift is fully operational, right? Everything works.
Oh, it's good. I mean,
solid as a rock.
For sure.
What do those plates cost? A couple $100?
Yeah, maybe $200-300. But
yeah.
I mean, that makes it, I think, so it takes the minimum from like 4 inches of concrete down to 2 inches.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to put a lift on 2 inches, but.
we're just not certain we wanted to put it on 4 inches after we did this, but if we were to do this again, I mean, we could put this lift up in an afternoon, but it takes a lot of, if you've never done something like this before, we have to figure it out. But man, that looks clean.
The biggest issue was the bolts that they gave us were like a weird metric size, and you can only buy the correct drill bit for that, like online. All stores only have the American one.
Yeah.
So I ended up just buying American anchors.
Yeah, and then you epoxied them, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so we've got epoxied, massive, 3/4 inch, something like that. 3/4 inch hardware.
Those things are expensive.
Yeah, I'm sure. They're probably what, $8-9 a piece.
Maybe more. I think it cost me well over $100 for all of them.
Yeah.
There's so many of those lift plates. It just sucks because they sent me all free hardware with the plates, but I didn't have the right drill bit for it.
And then the Kalos came and dialed in the AC. Our awesome mini split.
Nothing's sick.
It's the same thing I have. I just have the smaller version in my home theater. It's great. I mean, it's running. You can't even hear it. These things still work. Looking a little janky there. I'm gonna start working on wiring this up, figuring out how we need to set up this wireless thing for the subwoofer so that it works. Oh, cool. Random bunny. That's cool. So the lights, what we need to do is, I think we need to go in the attic and punch holes in.
What do you mean?
Or maybe we should punch the holes out here first, because the wire's coiled up, sitting there, ready for us.
Yeah, but we should punch a hole where we know we're going to put the light.
Yeah, so we'll punch up through, and then we'll be able to fish the wire down and kind of do the same thing we did before. So obviously we're going to try to get them as close to straight as possible.
Cool thing is we have a bit of leeway once we put them in. Yeah, it's going to be so nice having even more light.
Yeah, it would light up the whole back of this area, especially since it's air conditioned there.
Did you see I got that window tinted?
Oh yeah.
It's almost like you can't see in from the outside.
Alright, so he's got it.
It's pretty dark.
Tinted over here, and then we were just talking about doing blinds over here.
We have privacy glass on the front door now too, so like you can't really see in at all. It's that reflective carbon stuff.
Yeah. So I convinced Adam to do the SDS single 12 boarded sub. This thing is no joke. I love it. Look at that sucker. Pretty high excursion. Pretty inexpensive for what you get. But this thing's gonna rock once you get it all set up. Run this at like 100 hertz. Run it in phase. I think when you convert, I think it has to be done in cash. Like, I think the shares have to
be sold.
Yeah, I'm not
so
sure.
So I need to find out if conversions can be done with stock.
Right, because like you can't make a contribution to an IRA.
Right.
With stock. So yeah, I mean, if we can do that, again, I'd rather not, but
Right.
he wants to keep the stock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know how big the IRA is, so I don't even know if it's worth. So I could transfer it in, but I'll find out about the conversion.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. So I just drilled some holes so that we can run the wire down the side of the cabinet, down the back of the cabinet, and then I'm going to run it, underneath all the way over to the other side. All right, so I'm drilling holes through each side of the cabinet, and then we'll run the wires up and over into the the main speaker. So Adam was giving me a hard time in that we have a wireless sub, but the wireless module is going to go from here to here. All right, so I've got output connected. So then our output runs over here, our wireless module, our other wireless module connects. So we'll probably just go get a wire. And then I've got Adam's kind of ghetto wire here connected. I think I'm missing a piece from the original wireless kit. All right, so we're gonna run the speaker wire, same hole through. The only problem with having like music and TV and stuff for us who are shooting videos all the time, it's like you never freaking watch anything.
Yeah.
It's like I never use the TV in my wash bay because I'm always videoing when I'm out there.
I use the, what do you call it? Speakers the most when I'm like cleaning or just hanging out with friends or.
Yeah. Keep going.
Is it just gonna sit on the floor?
We'll probably tape it up to the bottom of the cabinets. Because otherwise when you drive in, you'll see it.
Yeah.
Although, I'm not sure that you really care, but...
No, I noticed stuff underneath here.
12 gauge.
It's a cool wire stripper. Some thick wire.
Yeah, it's 12 gauge. Yeah, make it like 18 inches or so. No, a little more. Just so you have slack.
Okay.
A little more. Keep going. Go all the way out to the edge of the... Yeah, that's good. All right, so we got nice clean setup. No more wires running underneath the cabinet. And these audio engine speakers are great. The thing to keep in mind, like, Adam was saying, I don't know about these things. They're for what they are. But if you're looking for, just loud and bright, these are soft domes, or these are soak dome tweeters. A single 6-inch driver. I think it's a 6. It might be a. I think these might be. Yeah, these are HD6. So that's a 6-inch driver. And then they're powered, so they're self-powered. So for the audio that these are producing is pretty fantastic. And then we have the SVS 12-inch ported sub, which is a little overkill in comparison to the speakers, but for the space, the size of this garage at 24 or 22 by 30 feet, I wanted the extra output. So we've got a nice wires all tied up so that I can push these back in place, kind of tucked out of the way. And certainly you could put speakers up higher, we could put them up on top of the cabinets, but I prefer to have them at where they should be, which is at ear level. And so even though this is a garage, I mean, this is probably where Adam's going to spend most of the time listening to music, if he is going to listen to music. So
I didn't think about putting them up there. I just feel like it wouldn't look as nice.
Yeah, it would
be nice to have the extra counter space.
Right, it'd be out of the way, but it wouldn't sound as good and it wouldn't look as nice. And so I think it's what is that? It's taking up 10 inches of counter space, which I think is acceptable. Well, we're stuck with it now. So anyway, we're working on wiring up the cabinet so that we can check this project off the list.
I'm so glad we didn't do the TV because I didn't think I'd ever use all this cabinet space, but I use all of it. Every cabinet is full now.
Yeah, so. Well, yeah. We're gonna work on a cabinet organization project here if we have time.
You see my cool little Evans cabinet? It's a little empty right now. I need more stuff, but I'll put the little sticker right in there.
Yeah, I love that. All right, so speakers are dialed.
There's no way you can hold this up for me, can you? It's kind of tough.
Subwoofer's in.
That looks clean.
Our sub's nice and tucked in the corner here. Tied up all the wires behind there. So audio is good to go. Bluetooth works great. So that was the key. I wanted to make sure that like you didn't have to hook anything up.
Yeah.
You could just walk in, connect. All right, so now I get to do my favorite thing, hanging lights. So a couple things we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to find our position, put our hole in the ceiling, and then we'll have to go up in there and find the lights. So what we might do is shove something up there in the insulation, because now the garage is insulated, so we gotta deal with that. We probably should have done the lights when we had the chance before we insulated, and before the garage is all done. I can't explain to you how nice it is in here though with the carrier system.
Before I see it, it was brutal in here. It wasn't even summer.
Yeah. So I'm wearing a Factor 55 a precision engineering shirt, and Adam goes, "We need to measure the lights." And so look at this. So I get up on the ladder to grab the end of the tape, and look what they frickin' pulls out.
I thought you were laughing about the fact that you got on the side that you're not supposed to walk on.
No, I'm laughing at your freaking tape measure. You don't even. The funniest part is you don't even realize.
I thought you were laughing about the fact that we were on the same ladder. That's
no,
dangerous.
that's a little queer. We're not doing that. So we measured from light to light, and then we're gonna mark our hole. We're gonna punch a hole in the ceiling, and then we're gonna figure out if we can find the wire up there and drop it down. And then comes the hard part, which is finding a stud.
Is that big? How big?
A little big enough so we can get the wire through it. Cool. Now we need to shove something up in there so that we can go find it. All right, going up in the attic with no flashlight. All right, give me some. Oh, sweet. That's your bike rack, not the. Yeah. So there's our hole. Now I gotta find the wire. All right, we're already doing pretty well. We got one hanging. Who knows if we did it right, but it's hanging here. One down, I'm leaving. So that was actually pretty uneventful for us, other than I almost got my head chopped off from the garage door when I was on top of the 8-foot ladder, and Scott came, and then Adam opened the door, and we just weren't thinking about it. Shoot, that would have been fun.
Was the video rolling when that happened, or no? Was it on?
Sorry?
Was the video rolling?
No.
That would have been the important thing that did happen.
So that takes, yeah, that adds, you know, I was worried about having too much light in here, but I think we've chosen the perfect amount. You know, it's not so bright, but again, this extra row of fixtures that we're putting in has a separate switch. So we have two switches over here where we can make adjustments.
The doors are open.
Yeah, because the door will cover this, but since we have AC in here and you're going to be using it all the time. So we're talking about the Sonic tools. You know, these are Sabre cabins, so the tools are all, the inlays are obviously designed for the Sonic's cabins, right?
Yeah.
But these are standard width. Does it fit?
I got a drawer. Well, let's go get a drawer.
So don't they make? I think they make a bigger version, don't they?
I don't know if our larger drawers. I'll have to look at that again. I think it was like almost 26 inches inside.
This is so much less work than that foam that you were convincing me to use.
Right, exactly. It comes pre-cut, prefab, ready to go.
26 inches.
Yeah, so this must be the smaller of the versions.
Well, I have thirds. Then we have this one, which fits in our S9, S10 boxes, S8 boxes. And then we've got another version that fits our S12. Look at that. I think 26 and a half inches.
And some of them, like the sockets and stuff, they're labeled. This is like my freaking dream.
That's so cool. So it's just called Sonic Tools?
Yeah. They're not crazy. I mean, they're like a third of the price of Snap-on.
Gotcha.
You know, but they're not cheap.
I just like the fact that it comes with the foam already all cut out.
Yeah. So, you know, the beauty of all of this is that it's all, you know, pre-cut and designed for the tool specifically. And then on spots like this, notice how it labels, they label all the, you know, the sockets, so you know one's missing, you put it back in the right spot. Gosh, I love that. It stinks that it doesn't fit though. I wonder about these. So if our drawer, what was our drawer, 26? So 7 times 3 is 21.
No,
So even then it's still 22 and a half, you know. So again, it's designed to fit. So I wonder why. Okay, so that's a 26-inch wide, but not drawer width. I'm gonna look at the rest of these tools. What else has he got out
So these
there?
are the thirds. Okay. This is one I use the most. I'm always
Oh, I need some of these.
pulling my wheels off. We got some really, I don't know if you ever use impact wrenches or not, but we have a really cool set that it's built, is torque limited. So you put on an impact gun, torque your lug nuts down, it'll spin free at 74 foot-pounds.
What?
Yeah, so then from that point on, that way you don't know where to torque your lug
No,
nuts.
that's awesome because I'm always doing it and then dropping the car on the ground and then doing it by hand.
Yeah. Well, you're still gonna torque them down with a torque wrench by hand anyways, because
Oh,
it
okay.
stops at 74 foot-pounds.
Gotcha.
But the idea is that it keeps you from over tightening them, which guys do all the time, or they'll use these. These aren't designed for a torque wrench. These are designed for your impact gun, but for a torque wrench. And people use these with impact guns all the time and break them because they over torque them. You know.
I'm in love.
See
How's the clicks?
out of here, Matt?
Oh
And
man.
our extensions have all of our extensions have this on the end of them. So if you wanted to put a ratcheting wrench, or if it's too tight of a space to put a ratchet on.
I'm in love.
Everything's cold rolled steel. So the wrenches are thin, the side walls are thin.
Wow, this is interesting. I've never seen something like this before. So can you put any socket on this, or is this just like a driver?
That is actually for that size right there. That's,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And Matt's going to turn that screwdriver around so the Sonic faces up.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, not for you or me. That's just for Matt.
All right, let's go look at the cabinets, man, and then let's go get some wire nuts.
Good food.
Yeah, lots of food.
And
I can see the rolling cart.
I love this board on the back. It's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is so obviously this is that same drawer you saw.
Okay, so these are cut specifically for these drawers.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Do you have them in these too?
So these feel,
Also,
you know,
these are the organizers?
Yeah, I've got one that's up here.
so they feel, you know, extreme, you know, similar to as far as,
Like build quality?
yeah, to Saber.
That's so
This
cool.
is what I love, man. Love that.
Is this a razor?
Yeah, knife.
I like the kind of matte. What's this called?
Yeah, it's kind of like a matte finish. We're going to go to a nickel, like a satin finish. We're not going to do the real shiny chrome. To me, it's kind of a
Yeah.
cheap look. But
Yeah,
I
it
think,
eventually
I
gets
think the
jacked up.
wrenches we get made that will be coming out next year will be all like a satin or nickel finish.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the only thing I was afraid of is if I didn't like the tools, but I love them. I think I like them more than anything.
And do you have taller cabinets with your?
See-
your
Yeah.
That's one of the, I would say one of the advantages. And I think our double cabinet isn't quite as big as your double cabinet. That's a single.
I like
Yeah.
how it has the thing that keeps it closed though. I almost want
Yeah.
magnets in mine, Matt.
Yeah.
You have to lock yours to keep it closed or something, or?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't put the lock on.
You know what? Alberta would love this. The fact that you can pull this out, for accessibility.
You put a bench.
But
you'll-
yeah, because when he's welding
Bar
and
stool.
he can't put his legs underneath the counter, he says it's like insanely difficult.
Yeah. Dude, this is my favorite drawer though, right here.
Oh,
Wife. That's Adam. That's Matt.
hi.
Hi, Adam. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Man.
Yeah, that's so our SAE standard stuff has the red shadowing on it, which is
Okay.
nice. It's really easy to see what's missing out of there.
So cool.
You guys trying to test me to see if I'm honest? Like you guys send me out your toolbox. And instead of sitting in the back, I go out just buy it. I'll hang on to it and buy it.
So you work for some?
Yeah, so I was for 18 years. Did that for, since 96, 2014. And
what happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor.